I wanted to do something. It was my desire to be like this. Let us see, whatever will happen, happen. That thought still remained, that I have to do something for the society, for the nation, for the human beings. The time constraint, if I work in the factory, it is more than 9 hours job.
If I was continuing that job, what would happen? Do you ever have that thought?
I never think about it. Once I left the job, I never looked back at all. Women's issues are society's issues, not just women's issues. Complementary, not compromising. Compromise has got a negative part. We are complementary. So nobody is alike.
People warned you against for something which was very uncertain and follow the path of purpose. How did you make that bold decision?
I don't want to marry a 60 years old man. She walked for 5 days through the jungles.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Business of Building, a space where we go beyond the conversations, beyond the titles, beyond the success stories, and beyond a perfectly curated version of the leaders. This podcast is a personal note from the leaders of today to the leaders of tomorrow. It's about the real journeys, the risks the leaders have taken, the doubts they have faced, the sacrifices they have made, and the lessons they have learned along the way. Because building something meaningful, whether it's a business, a movement, or a purpose of life, is never a straight line. Through these conversations, we aim to capture something very honest and beautiful, not just what leaders achieved and how they did that, but how they thought, how they struggled, and what has truly shaped them. Today's conversation is with someone whose journey is about building not a business, but in the conventional sense, really, but about building people, building communities, and a sense of purpose that has gone beyond an individual's success and has an impact and touched thousands and millions of lives. Srimati Geetatai Gunde began her career in a completely different world as a production officer in Glaxo, with a master's degree in chemistry and a promising corporate career ahead of her. But in 1984, she made a decision that would completely change the trajectory of her life, a very bold decision indeed. She stepped away from stability, from structure, and from everything that looked secure on paper, and dedicated her whole life to social work. Her journey is not just about what she has done, but what she stands for, the discipline, the belief, and the courage to act on one's values. This is a conversation about purpose, identity, leadership, and the quiet strength which it takes to build something which lasts far beyond your life and leaves a legacy and a mark on this planet. So let's dive straight in. Thank you, Geetatai, so much for joining us today. This is a very, very special occasion for me.
You're
Where
welcome.
we are sitting is a place where I've learned about women empowerment. This has been a start of my journey. So for me to record this with you here in hallowed grounds, as I would call it, is quite a privilege. I want to take it the way it comes. So thank you so much again for joining us. So if you could enlighten our readers with if you have to go back in time and step back, how was your journey like when you were at Glaxo and when you decided to move into the field? Something different. What was the emotional stress? What did you feel like at the time?
First thing is, right from my college student days, I was active in the campus, taking up some students' issues or national issues, social issues. So it was not all of a sudden I left the job and came in this thing. Already my mind is getting building up. And then I was working for some year. But that thought still remained, that I have to do something for the society, for the nation, for the human beings. That was my thinking for all the time.
You were very successful in your career at Glaxo.
No, that is true.
That time you were a production manager, am I correct?
Not officer, production officer, management cadre mein. I was in management cadre, production officer. Career is one thing. What is the career? not always that you are employed and earning money. That is what I would say.
That's what it's ended up becoming, right? What's
Yeah.
the next step?
Next step, what I want to do in my life, that is my career. I may be housewife, I may be social worker, I may be good in the business or employed good way. That is the career. So in the beginning, I wanted to do something as a chemist in the factory only. My father was a factory manager and quality assurance manager and all that. So he cautioned me about how is the factory life. But in spite of that, I said, no, I want to go in the...
For a woman, that was a time.
That was, it was not rare, but it was, I wanted. And in many factories, they will not take women also. That was the condition that time. But I wanted to do that. But I did not want to pursue that only career. That is the one thing. I wanted to do something for the societies. I
So
should
it was led by a purpose.
Yes.
Something has to be purpose.
You
Why
can say
couldn't
this
you
is my career. This was my career
Yes.
idea.
Why couldn't you do both? Why
The
couldn't
time
you-
constraint. If I work in the factory, it is more than 9 hours job.
It wasn't close to home? Or
No,
was
it was in Thane, Pokhran. It would take more than 1 year. 1
1
hour to
each
go
way,
there,
Each way.
each way. So, one thing, and then after 7 o'clock, what work you can do? Very little, just attend a meeting or something. And I was not satisfied with that type of work only. Many do that. I think maximum people do work that way only. And they contribute very well also. But for personally, I wanted to do something more. Devote my time, full time, for this type of work.
So what opportunity came up which made you think, this is it? This is my chance? Or was it gradual
It
again?
was not. It was I would say it is a progressive unfoldment. I wanted to do, I talked to some people. Then my colleagues, my superiors, then they decided to give me a chance. Yeah, you can do this work. But it took some time because in society that time or now also we can say, to do not to do job, not to be secured about your economic conditions, not to have a family and do work, was not very common thing. Actually, I would say it was, people were not for that also. So it was very uncommon thing, and for women to do was rarest of the thing.
So did you have
I
societal
knew
pressure for marrying and
that is usually done, that is natural. I would not say it is something this thing. But my family was very considerate, and they told me what are the problems, what are the future and this thing. My eldest sister, she was staying in Baroda. So she told me, these are the problems you may face in your life. So when you decide you don't want to marry, you have to be very careful. So they told me, and once I said no, even then I have to do, then they cooperated with me. Throughout the life, I would say, all my family members. That is the thing. But before that, because my father was always very rational also. He was a scientist. So he used to tell, this is the things. If you want to do, you can do. If you want to do, that was the question he asked me. At least I remember 3-4
is this
times.
what you want to do? Are you sure about it?
What you want? What is your intuition? Not just
How do you decide that this is, because I was going to ask you later on, but maybe now is the right time to ask. You will have 100 different things which will come in your life. How do you decide this is the thing?
By experience. And right from the beginning, I started the activism in the student. Our organization, Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad, ABVP, was a nationalist students organization. And I entered in the activity because it was nationalist. Because to be nationalist, one thing, and to aware of the women's problems, women's position in the status in the society. For these both things, I wanted to do something. That was my intuition. Because of reading, because of the environment, maybe. So that is what ABVP gave me. Yes, you can do for both of these things in this organization. So I had no confusions that way. My mind was clear. I had to do this thing.
The path was laid. So you have alluded to a few people. You have spoken about them. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna lead to that question: that have you had influences in your life from people around you who guided you through the
Yes,
journey?
that is true. That is always there for anybody's name. Yes, inspirational people were there. Those type of people, especially men, were there that time. They also devoted their whole life for this type of work. National movement in the before the independence also. After the independence also, there were many people who devoted their.
What is being a nationalist?
Everybody is nationalist in the world. Those who are not are exceptions.
I felt like I'm missing out on something. So
No,
what would
if you stay in England, you are a citizen of England, UK. So you have to be proud of your nation. You are not going against your nation. No?
So
You think
true to the
true
place
to
you
the
belong
this thing.
and
Yes. This thing and my nation, whatever it may be, anyway, there are always nationalist movement, but the leftist blacked it. That nationalist means not bad, not good. That is what the people, some people did also. But usually the human being in the whatever way, otherwise before independence also how people were nationalist. Because it is in the blood of everybody's. Maybe.
I've heard many times this has been spoken that people are tribal just by evolution. So I think that's one way of saying. I know tribal meaning you look out for your tribe, the people around you, the community. So
You say,
nationalist is one level up. Would you say that?
what I would say is, whatever was 10,000 years ago or 50,000 years ago, same thing cannot be applied now. So, a human being, first thing I would say, is born in the family. Family means not necessarily whatever we define now. Maybe that term mother center family was there. That is what they say everywhere. So because of the this thing, they did not know how the child is born. That is what they say. So father's role was not there earlier. Then it evolved. I would not go into that details because it will take a lot of time. So everybody knows how it evolved. So that is a human being's need. You see, even in the animals, mammalians, for few months at least, the cub is with the mother. She takes care of it. She teaches them how to do what things. And then they have no connection at all. For a human being, it takes 18 years. More than that. These cubs and all this will take hardly 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, depending upon this.
They have to fend for themselves.
And then they have to fight for themselves. Here, it is up to 18 years at least. And they take every care. I would not go in details because we know that it is necessary. And for the human being, psychologically, some support is needed throughout the life. That is the evolution. I would not say it is something drawback or this thing.
No, it
is an evolution. It is an evolution. And a human being needs it. And that is why it is all over the world. It is not family concept. It is not only in India or not only in China or not in this thing. It is all over the world. How it evolved because it was the need of the human being. They need some support. Partner is a different thing. I would not say. Partner means life partner. That is not the only thing. You need.
You need a community.
You want to love the child. You want, no, it is a natural instinct.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anybody who sees the child, they will select to this. So these are our natural instincts. And that is why human beings' life is different than the other animals. That is the way I think.
It's a very deep way of explaining it to me, so thank you. I mean, the one question still comes up in my mind. People warned you against taking, you had a stable job, you had a title, you had a good salary, to sort of give that up for something which was very uncertain and follow the path of purpose. How did you make that bold decision, as it were?
Because I wanted to do something. It was my desire to be like this,
So you
to
were
work.
like, I don't care.
Let us see, whatever will happen, happen. And
Was
people are there to think about also. My family was also
Do you
with
ever
me.
think that if I was continuing that job, what would happen? Do you ever have that thought?
I never think about it.
No.
And once I left the job, I never looked back at all to it. That is one thing.
That's amazing. So there are a few times where we have discussed nationalism. There are two reasons why you joined. One was for women empowerment, and one was for
Nationalism.
Yeah. And you have said that those two are inseparable and they need to work together. So women topics and women empowerment is not separate from society.
That is true.
Can you help me understand what do you mean by that? And why? Why is it so?
What I believe is in philosophy that no individual is separate.
They're all connected.
They are all connected. Even the animals, even the trees and shrubs and environment, all the things. They are all connected. And what our philosophy tells, I won't go in detail, but that is say,
please.
it is a Ishwar is there in everything. That is our
Almighty.
fulfillment.
The Almighty.
Almighty is.
Yeah.
What we call Ishwar, not just Almighty. Almighty is something powerful,
so-
nothing that. So, Ishwar only is the, I will say,
Right.
Paramatma, Ishwar. It is everywhere in the environment, not just environment, the world.
Yeah.
So, it is in our philosophy that we have a gratitude towards all. We have gratitude towards the trees, we have gratitude towards the river because she gives us water. We have gratitude to the soil because she gives us food. So that is our philosophy. I like that. I very much believe in that philosophy. And woman is a part of it. Woman is not something isolated, separate or nothing. And that is why, supposing in our country, in Bharat, we say our nation should be better. It should improve. It should come out of poverty. It should have a respect by all the people in the world also. So naturally, a woman is a part of it. She is not separate. I am a woman. I am a citizen also. I am a human being also. I am not just woman. So, unless the society is strong, woman cannot be strong. Unless the society thinks about every individual in the world, human being or the non-human beings, including trees, nobody is happy. Nobody is this thing. So, because our philosophy says that is the thing.
It has to be very inclusive.
Very inclusive. And we say, the word is that everybody, not just husband and wife, but everybody is complementary to each other. Everybody is dependent upon each other. Everybody is supplementary to complementary or supplementary, I told you. No. And dependent upon it.
Like
We are
pieces,
part. We
yeah.
are
You're part of
not
the same
one
puzzle,
people.
big puzzle.
We are this thing. No, we are dependent upon also, and we are supporting also, compromising, not compromising. What I
Playing a
said,
part in
huh?
the bigger
We
picture.
are also,
For each other. Yeah.
complementary, not compromising.
Yeah.
Compromise has got a negative part. We are complementary. So nobody is alike.
So you think women issues shouldn't be singled out?
Yes.
They are a part
We
of
we
the
think,
community
yeah, we say,
issues.
I say, women's issues are society's issues, not just women's issues.
So if you had to give an example in your life of how that could apply from,
Yes.
You have got so many different experiences. If you had to single out something.
Yeah, I would say that supposing I am in the family, I had to adjust.
Yeah.
My family also adjusts for me. So I should consider only, not I am adjusting. They are also doing something for me, or they are
It's
also
reciprocal.
adjusting. It is a reciprocal.
But then if
And otherwise also, supposing husband and wife will not have all the qualities same. That is a myth. Then only they will be happy. No, it is not. They should be, we say it is a complementary. Their nature, their work, their role in the nature is a different. We have to accept that.
Yeah, this is so interesting because when I talk about when leaders are bringing teams together around them, management teams or delivery teams, we always talk about try not to employ people who are like you. Try to have people who can cover your blind spots. Because
yes.
if I'm not very good at, I don't know, finance, then I should have someone in my team who is extraordinary in finance. So I know my blind spot is covered that way.
Yes.
So perhaps that is
what it is there. Even I would come to that term also. Team. Family is a team. That is my concept. Family is a team. Each one has got some role in the family. It is not that somebody... and family is woman-centric.
So how would anyone in the government or society solve women issues by addressing the society issues?
Not adjusting the society issue. It is a society issue. It is one of the society's issue. Women issues are. Supposing, I would tell the extreme example, a woman is raped. Who is responsible? Man is responsible. So if the man is to be improved, no? If woman is raped, people blame her. Who is responsible? Society's mindset should be changed. That is what is going on also. I would not say it is not there, but earlier it was there, no? She was boycotted, she was saying she was not looking. That is the thing. So who is responsible for that? Her status is changed. Why? Because she is raped. What is her fault?
I mean, even in UK, now that it's winter time, it gets dark really early. So women have to be so careful when they leave workplaces because it's dark.
Still that belief is there.
It's not like you're leaving late. You're just leaving at 6 o'clock or 7, but it's dark. And you have to be careful if you're walking in
on the road,
dark alleyway, or you're going home. So what I'm trying to say is it's prevalent in every society.
There are always bad elements and good elements in the society, even men and women, both, I would say. But in men it is because he takes the advantage of the situation sometimes. So it is the society should be like that. She should not fear to go anywhere in the night. Exactly, I don't know. But once I get a quote, I will give. Some foreigner had come in India, and he saw the woman is wearing gold, and in the night also she is moving around. He was surprised how it is possible. But that has gone. In our country also that is changed.
Yeah, we've moved.
If that was the thing, or in Chanakya Niti or Ramarajya, they have mentioned it. That women should be free to go, means women should be respected and women should be free to go anywhere. That is why.
So, as a part of a good society,
Yes.
that would be a good sign.
Yeah,
Where
good
women
signs,
feel
people-
protected and
Protected,
How
and she
beautiful.
protected, I would say, is the next stage.
Yeah.
Before
Or
that,
safe.
she is not feeling at all anything that she needs protection.
Yeah.
Environment is such.
As an equal part of the society,
Equal,
rather than
yes,
feeling
yes,
singled out.
yeah.
That's so true.
Once I say that woman,
That's true equity and equality,
yes,
where you don't see.
equality or equity, we can say.
Yeah, exactly.
Equality means comparison starts. I don't want comparison.
You want equity.
Equity. So that is necessary. Another thing we feel that she should be respected, because there is one thing, the role she is playing in the nature, in the society, is she is a mother. Reproducing is in her hand, whatever techniques may be, but still the structure is same. You can do artificial or anything, but she is the mother. Naturally, by that, because of that, she has got a motherly instincts also. If a woman is married or not is not a matter of thing. She has got motherly instincts. If you have heard about Mata Amrutanandamayi, she is not married. Right from childhood, she is in the spiritual way. But she is known as a mother. Mother's hug. So how it is, even among the men, that feeling is there. I would not say it is not there. That feeling is there. That is why, in Marathi, there was one saint in the 13th century, that was Jnaneshwar, Santa Jnaneshwar. And he is known as Jnaneshwar Mauli. Mauli means mother. Vithu Mauli. Mother. Why? Because they have reached that stage of a motherly instinct towards the society, towards the people. So, that is, we should, because of the women liberation movement, we don't have to have a child also. Because we don't want to take any responsibility. Why women should take responsibility? That is the nature. Nature has given you the role. That is the thing. It is nothing for that. That is necessary. Society or men should consider about her. I do not say concession should be given. Consideration is required. Because in that position, in that her carrying the child or looking after caring the child, she has got a special role not only for her child, not only for her family, it is toward the society. That is,
all these children are coming and becoming the society.
Yes. So she is playing now, many countries, those population is decreasing and it is not reversible. There are few countries in Western, mostly in Europe, I think. So they are worried now. China, they made one child compulsory, now they want two child compulsory, again can come back within 50 years. So why? There may be some reasons, but why a woman should think that she becomes inferior when she has got a child? She should think, yes, I am serving society also through that. It is my pleasure, no doubt about it.
Yeah, maternity is a big topic in the West for women. Then coming back to work is challenging because of the support system,
yes.
the work environment.
So work support system should be given. It is not only for her.
No.
Oh, why men would started saying initially, why women has got all these things and we are not. But you cannot change the natures. That is what I say. Nature's duty she is performing. And she should perform it best way, then only the future generations will be the best. Even man has got a role in bringing up the child. Physically she is bearing, but he has also to bear. And that is why I would say we think women and men, male and female, together is a complete person, not single, otherwise. We have the concept of Ardhanari Nateshwar. Ishwar has manifested himself in male and female, Shiva and Shakti. That is our concept. That make whole together. Not only man, Ishwar is not equal to man. That is our philosophy, concepts are there. So if you forget deterioration, that is always there, but that is a...
Keep talking and bringing it back up. To me, once you started doing this, they always say there is a price to pay. So did you ever feel that you had any emotional price to pay or anything like that?
No,
it
never.
Always came very naturally for you.
Naturally it came.
Did you have any difficult times through the process? Any challenging times?
Not as you say, challenging. I would say that there are some adjustments we also have to do. Or we cannot get 100% results also at a time. That is always there. That's a part of the life, I would say. So, challenge means only thing that I took that decision, it was a challenging.
So how do you deal with it when some things don't go the way you want it?
One thing,
the results don't come
when
way you expect.
I'm working with some people, we have to talk with them. Samvad we say in our language. That is very important. It is not just communication. It is something more than the communication. Supposing if you are talking, your body language, my body language, what is the purpose and this thing, these things matters, not just the verbal communication for anybody. And because of that, what I feel, when we talk with the people, sometimes there are two reasons. One thing, we have expected more from that person without understanding his capacity or her capacity. And that is why you are not getting results. That is one thing. Another thing, the person is not motivated. Person is not giving their 100% this thing because of some reasons. Then we have to find out what are the reasons. The person has got the capacity, but not doing. Why? Because he or she is has got certain problems. Maybe family problems, maybe environmental problems, maybe health problem, maybe something as a human being. No? So you have to always consider that the person is human being. He lives in some society. For example, I would say, a Glaxo experience I will tell you. I was going to Glaxo on this bus stop. I was waiting for the bus. And another woman, she also always to go to the office. So that every day she is there. She was hit by the bus. Not very major accident, but it was there. So that time it was necessary for me to help her. So immediately, fortunately,
no mobile phones at the time.
There were no mobile phones, nothing was there. But fortunately, one taxi owner, he was with his in the neighboring building, from my neighboring building. He had come to the petrol pump. So immediately he came with his car. So there was her house. She was able to tell there was no serious accident. So we went to her house. We called her husband, took her to the Rajawadi hospital. So I was late for my work. So naturally I was not allowed or this thing. So I told, and when I came to my superiors, our manager that time, he asked me, why you come late? It will be your half day leave then. So maybe I don't mind, but I have come inside, I will do work. This is the reason. They did not cut my half day. They believed in me that I am talking truth. I'm not giving reason. Some made up story I'm not telling because they believed in me that I'm telling the truth. So they considered I helped somebody and that is why I'm late. So these things matters. Matters for me also. Because they understood me properly.
So you try to find out what was the reason why why it didn't go the way it was supposed to go. So you kind of dig deep and ask people the questions and get to know the reason, deeper reasons.
Yes. People should, we should consider, if necessary, we should help also them. For example, we are going for the conference. In our organization, we spend our own money. Nothing. Organization will not pay, voluntary. So if the person is telling, the student especially, telling that I cannot come. Why I cannot come? You don't want to come, you cannot come. What are the reasons? Initially, person doesn't tell. Then slowly, when you come to understand his family and this thing by talking, he doesn't have money to spend. So we said, okay, that is the only reason. No? Yes, we will arrange for your money. That money, when you get employed, you should return to the person who will give you. Organization will not give, but somebody will help you. And you have to return that money when you get employed. That is what our professor, the one who has got a very good influence, I would say influence is not a wrong, influence is always some negative part. Which was a mentor also, I could say. Was a mentor for me. Professor Yashwantrao Kelkar. So he used to give money himself, not organization. Then this type many times, the person once gets employed will bring money back. So one student, he said, you keep it. No, that he won't give. Yeah. He said, you keep it with you. Right. When somebody comes for you to help, you use that money. He didn't take back.
Pay it forward. You pay it forward.
You pay it forward.
Wow.
The feeling in that student should be created by him that you have to carry this.
It's called the butterfly effect or the ripple effect.
Ripple effect.
Of the good.
Good things should be carried forward.
Yeah.
That feeling should come. That is not, the money is not the thing.
No.
The feeling. If I am earning 500 rupees, I should be able to pay 5 or 10 rupees. Whatever is. If I am getting 5 lakh rupees, I should be able to thousands of rupees something for this thing. That how much you pay is not important. The feeling is important.
To do something. How beautiful. Do you have worked in so many different places with so many different people. You have met millions through the work you do. Are there any people whose stories have touched your heart and you felt they are like the unsung heroes?
Unsung heroes. Yeah, many.
Any particular story you can share with us?
I will share you one very rarest one thing. Arunachal Pradesh,
in the east,
northeast, this time. I was traveling there, and I have visited one NGO, OJO. OJO is a Arunachal local name. So that one woman, she was running that this thing. So we talked to her. How this thing, what inspired, like this. Thing. We watched her, how is the work. I talked with their beneficiaries also and all that thing. So I asked her, as you asked me, what is the inspiration? So she was from the Arunachal, it's a very hilly area and all that thing. So she said, I got inspiration of the nationalist feeling because when she was young, there was no such thing. There were so many disturbances, or in Arunachal may not be disturbances, but they were not mingling with many people like that. So she said some group of students had come and I was with them to accompany two two tall girls. That is what she experienced. And because they taught me some songs and nationalist songs or patriotic songs and all that. So from there I thought I should also do something for my society. Right from she was that time 8th or 9th. And somehow we met this thing, and I had gone there in that area in 1967. I was a student that time.
So you were one of the students she met.
Yeah. That is.
And you had no idea.
I had no idea.
So when
She
she
told-
mentioned that,
Yeah. Then I
Then-
said, yes, we had come. That song, patriotic song, even then she
She
remembered.
still
That time she was 50 or 55. Hardly 7 or 8 years younger than me, she was that time.
wow.
So she then we related, yes, also. Then in very adverse conditions. She said here, she started working for the people. I would not go into details, but employment or some entrepreneurship and rescuing the girls from marrying the old man and all this type of problem she is addressing. So she said, I had to do something for society. That is what the inspiration and patriotism. These things too, I got it. But when she had invited their staff and we had a formal program, she actually told this story to the people. And she started crying. I was so surprised. These people are very emotional, but she was so, my success is because of she. You told me. So we had no idea. In between, we had never met also. Nothing was there.
That's the ripple effect.
Ripple effect. It moved me that we are working in the not so adverse conditions. She worked in the adverse conditions. There was one girl, it was on her NGO, means they had given her shelter. At the age of 15, she was to be married to the 60 years old man. And then she came to this NGO, Ojo. So I asked her, how did you come here? Who told you all this? She said, I heard about it in the radio, on the radio, about this organization. And then I thought I had to go there I don't want to marry a 60 years old man. She walked for 5 days through the jungles and came there. After 5 days, she walked through the jungles and came. It really moves your heart, actually.
It gives you a perspective in life.
So we say that we go there. We did not anything, give lecture or anything, but just the people observe us, they take inspiration also. Not just inspiration, it is their work. So this type of few more examples I have. I won't tell you now, but
This is so beautiful.
this thing.
It's such a
Because
pleasure.
it was in the very distant place, that is why I told you that particular
Are
this
you
thing.
in touch with her?
I was after this thing. When I visited her,
Yeah.
after that I was in
After that
touch.
you
Now
are-
she is no more.
Okay.
But when she came for her cancer treatment to Mumbai, she called me. Then I went and met her, but she could not survive. Her daughter-in-law
Is
then
carrying
sent
on-
some greetings. Yes, she
and
had
her
sent me.
daughter-in-law is carrying on. the-
Yeah, maybe. Yes, somebody has gone also there. I told somebody to go and visit that. That is the truth.
How beautiful. It's absolutely incredible. So, before we conclude, I always ask my guests, what was the biggest risk they have taken in their life?
I don't feel like anything like that. Either or is not a question for me. I was never in dilemma.
No.
I should go here or I should go there. I had my mind set. I want to go this. If at all I could not go, that was a different thing. But that was not this thing. I had
Wow.
no dilemma.
No one has ever answered like that. So, this is the first one. So, you
Acha.
are so set. That is so
That is
beautiful.
true.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Geetatai.
you asking me
is
this
such a
this
pleasure.
thing.
I mean, I
I hope
for
you
forever and ever.
can.
Thank you.
Thank you.